All right, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the Skin Connection, Finding the Perfect Partner. I'm Stephanie Huck. I'm your host and skin matchmaker for today's event. We're here to have a little fun, explore how these different skincare brands compare with our beloved, but sometimes misunderstood, most commonly encountered skin conditions. So here's how it's going to work. Each of our skin conditions, personified as relatable characters, will ask questions to our brand. Each brand will have 60 seconds to answer, highlighting how their products or solutions address the skin condition's unique needs. This isn't a competition. It's an exciting way for us to discover how each brand shines in its own way. Let's start by introducing our four amazing skincare brands who have each brought their expertise in their own unique way. First up, brand ambassador Christine Preston from Neogenesis, known for their innovative stem cell formulations. Christine, want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be here. My name is Christine. I'm a certified skin therapist. I'm the owner of the Skin Discovery Spa north of Toronto. And I'm also the lead ambassador for Neogenesis. And we are a biotechnology skincare brand with our patented S-Squatter-M technology that helps to mimic the skin and the body's natural process for healing and rejuvenating the skin. What I love most about Neogenesis, though, is that our for-profit side of the business exists to self-fund our gifting program to really, because our mission is to serve 1 million skins that need us but can't afford us, oncology being a large community that we serve. You'll find that we're small, but a really mighty line. We work well with others, and we really like to keep things simple.
Perfect. Next up is Chris Campbell, the expert in sensitive skin solutions and the owner of Helen Hush.
Hey, everybody. A little bit about Hale and Hush. We started out as an oncology line, like Christine, their company also has that aspect to it. We moved over to sensitive skin 10 years ago this year. And we found that, some brands, they a lot of the bigger brands, they have an area for sensitive skin. Sometimes maybe that doesn't work for someone. That's a really where we fill in. We can help work with the other brands. We have protocols to go with all different kinds of devices. So you don't have to necessarily just use this on your sensitive skin clients. You can use this on your first facial, or if you're getting started in the business, it's a very easy line to get started with because we still have all the bells and whistles that everybody's looking for, the vitamin C's, the retinol, the hide, all those type of things, just in different formulations that hopefully don't cause irritation. And we can even build the barrier back up after the more aggressive treatments so that you can go back to using your larger, more cosmeceutical brand.
Perfect. And from the leaders in peptide skincare, we have the president of Victoria Deanne, Mark Victoria.
Hey everyone, Mark Victoria, biochemist and owner of Victoria Deanne Peptide Cosmeceuticals. We specialize in researching, evaluating, and initiating bioactive peptides that create customized clinical results. These really target the symptoms of aging at a cellular level. Peptides we see as the key of cellular communication. They can create responses like collagen production. They can activate stem cells and are even found inside exosomes. So that's a new technology you've been hearing about as exosomes on the market. So we really see them as the answer and the future for skincare and medicine alike.
Perfect. And from the powerhouse of high performance products, we have Dermastart's Director of Education, Ella Cressman.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm Ella Pressman. I'm a licensed esthetician for coming up on 20 years, but I really like to say I was born this way. And I'm also a practicing esthetician. I own a skincare clinic in the suburbs of the Denver area. So it brings a different perspective, and it's one of the reasons that I fell in love with the Dermastart range. And if you're familiar with Dermastart, you know there is a range. And what I've found is the efficacy in treating a wide variety of conditions is unparalleled for me. And so I love it. I really also appreciate the ability because we deliver results beyond the surface. I love the opportunity to customize for each of my clients. So really looking forward to being here and exploring, meeting these skin conditions and speaking on some of the in the box and out of the box ideas. So thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, now that we've met our incredible eligible brands, it's time to meet the stars of the show, our skin conditions. Let's meet our skin conditions one by one. First off, we have acne vulgaris. Acne is a rebellious, high maintenance type who's been through a lot of bad matches and is looking for something that really works. Acne, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Acne vulgaris. It's so nice to be here. I like to make an impression, whether you're ready for me or not. You can count on me to be there for you during the most important times, like weddings, date nights, important meetings. If it's important, I'll be there for you. Some people call me persistent, some people call me stubborn, but I like to think of myself as memorable. I like to keep things fresh, so you'll never really know if I'm coming in as a small dot, a big breakout, or just a small cameo. My favorite activities include popping up after late nights and surprise parties. I find that people are always trying to get rid of me, so I'm looking for a match who will help me overcome some of my bothersome traits. I've had a lot of bad matches in my past, so I'm looking for something that will help me clear up my future. I come with baggage, clogged pores and all. What is your strategy for a deep clean without the drama?
What do you think, Mark? What do you think there?
I think to start a relationship out right, we must address the baggage first. To do this, we would start with our purifying cleanser. Our purifying cleanser cleanses without stripping the skin. It uses cleansing molecules like carboxylates instead of sulfates. This actually makes the product sulfate free, but also gentle on the skin. It's important to not strip the skin, as this will lead to only greater production of sebum in the long term, which inadvertently will provide more food for bacteria in the skin. Purifying cleanser is also fortified with vitamin C or ascorbic acid, and it also supports and pH balance to support the acid mantle, which is really the first line of defense for our skin against bacteria. It's really the perfect start for us in this relationship.
What do you think, Chris? How would you handle clogged pores?
I would start with the gentle cleanser like Mark has, of course, but we also have a really great polish. Of course, people like acne, they like to polish their skin. They think that's going to make all their problems go away. But the nice thing about our polish, it's in a gentle cleanser base, but it's made with jojoba beads. There's no acids or enzymes, which are going to make it very gentle on the skin, so they can't overdo it, but it's still going to gently clean the skin. That, along with our gentle pore or our clear future toner, which is a little less than a 2% salicylic with a neuropeptide. Very gentle on the skin. It's not going to strip the skin or anything like that, but it's going to give it that nice clean feeling and clean out those pores after you've used the polish.
Nice salicylic approach. What about you, Christine? What do you think?
I start off with our gentle gel-based cleanser because it's not going to strip the skin of its moisture barrier or alter the pH in any way. And so it's going to give you that deep clean without any irritation. And rather than include an exfoliant in our cleanser, we think your skin's going to benefit more from incorporating either our Mandelic 8% if you've got inflamed acne breakouts, or if they're non-inflamed, choose the salicylic gel. And this way, those acids are going to be left on the skin overnight to really decongest and unclog those pores without irritation.
Fantastic. What about Dermastart? What Dermastart got to chip in for clogged pores?
I think I agree with the other contestants here. And I want to go a little bit further. So I feel, or we feel, that the key to a low drama cleanse is the perfect formula of a little bit of exfoliation, a little bit of balancing, and a little bit of strengthening right at the beginning, so you're setting the stage. All of that, just echoing what the other contestants said, you want to do it without stripping the skin's natural oil, because that could make things worse. So we would start out with the Mandelic cleanser. Our Mandelic cleanser is exfoliating, antibacterial, but also offers skin brightening, all without over drying. We have mandelic acid for a AHA breakdown of the clogged pores, just to get things going, and a little bit of papaya enzymes to help further digest the gunk that builds up in your pores. Also, we have turmeric, which is not only fun to say, but it's also very calming, which is important because you like to bring a little frenzy, don't you? It also helps to brighten and then offer antioxidant protection. Additionally, rounding out this amazing formula, we have silk amino acids, which is going to help draw moisture into the skin, because often there is a lack of that water, so can contribute to the aggravation. So we would start with our Mandelic cleanser.
What else, Acne? What else is on your mind?
Well, sometimes I feel like a greasy mess. How do you plan to keep things balanced?
How about Genesis? How would we keep oil balanced?
Well, our booster and skin serum contains skin native hydrators like hyaluronic acid and glycerin, and this is going to help to reduce that excess oil production, but in turn reduce acne breakouts as well due to our powerful S-M technology. And so just make sure to finish with our acne safe light moisturizer. It's going to make you feel nice and calm and moisturized without feeling greasy.
All right. How about Dermastart? Ella, what's Dermastart got up its sleeve for this situation?
Well, first of all, I'd take the time to really get to know you and find out why you are a greasy mess, because that's going to help navigate what we pick. But three different products come to mind. First, our volcanic acid treatment, or VAT. This has a really special ingredient in it. The whole formula is awesome, but particularly there's a micronized flower of sulfur. And so that ingredient in this formulation helps to absorb excess oil, regulate sebum production, which is going to be key, and combat acne causing bacteria. This helps to reduce inflammation and redness, which is another consequence that you bring with you. Another idea might be clear balance pads. So just a skosh of salicylic acid to help regulate oil production, but also chamomile, which is antimicrobial and skin brightening, green tea, which is antioxidant, and then sodium hyaluronate, which helps the hydration in your skin, the water balance. And then, of course, the third option could be Moisture Clear. So Moisture Clear also boasts a skosh of salicylic acid. And then we have an ingredient that's really fun to say, cyanobalamin, which is B12. I don't always say it correctly, but that's one of my favorites. This helps improve oxygen and nutrient supply in the cells. So when you've got inflammation caused by acne, everything gets a little frenzied, if you will. So this helps bring nutrients, which is going to be key. And then also D2, which helps with skin immunity and barrier function. And then azulene, which helps to reduce redness and sensitivity while also contributing to skin moisture. So my answer really is going to depend on getting to know you better, but we have great options.
Great.
So what about you, Mark? What do you think?
Well, Miss Vulgaris, I can tell you've been in a few failed relationships before. Don't worry, these aren't necessarily failures, but learning experience to get you right to this point. Maybe to find me, maybe another contestant here at the Skin Connection. I feel balance is key to everything in relationships and life, even down to sebum production and cellular communication for that matter. So specifically for this, balancing cleanser would be my recommendation. It's your answer to not feeling greasy. If we just strip the skin, it would feel good for a short term, but not long term. We're always focused on long term results here at Victoria DN. To address your issues, Balancing Cleanser contains natural moisturizing factors along with coconut, jojoba, and olive esters that actually kind of replace the cleansing of the oils with natural moisturizing factors and these esters. And this actually kind of tricks the skin to making it think that it does not have to produce as much sebum and helps balance that greasy feel out in the long term.
Right. Long-term solutions. All right. How about Chris? What do you think?
Sorry about that. I had to switch computers here. Zoom doesn't like me today. So I wanted to talk about, so we have a really great serum that would go along with this. Our vitamin C serum, it's a very gentle, it's a 3-OL-ascorbic. So it doesn't give that stinging on the skin, but it also has an ingredient called lysophosphatidic acid in it that helps reduce the appearance of pore size because it's reducing the inflammation, which is also going to reduce some of that sebum production. You can't really reduce the pore size, but you can reduce the appearance of it by reducing the inflammation, which is a big deal with it because when it's inflamed, then the skin is just overproducing and overproducing. So calming that back down, along with either one of our other toners. We talked about the Clear Future toner earlier with the salicylic, but if you need something a little bit more gentle and more of a different type of acne that works a little bit different than salicylic, is using our Mist Me or our Fresh Breeze, which are very gentle, hydrating, calming toners that are going to help with that as well.
Excellent.
Perfect. And Acne, don't you have one more question for our eligible brands?
Yes. When I'm breaking out, what is your strategy for helping me get back to normal?
Let's start with Mark. What do you think?
Well, the cleansing steps I mentioned earlier alone will help. But to really form a nice long-term relationship, we must address all of your baggage and put it on the table. Pepti Clear is your answer to this problem. It is an antimicrobial-like peptide. Your skin actually creates some of these antimicrobial peptides, and they're called defensins to fight off bacteria naturally in the skin. So these peptides are actually natural to the skin unto it itself. And what's unique about these peptides is they don't actually kill the bacteria itself as you would think of an antimicrobial, think of a soap or a spray or something like that. It's not like that. It actually gives an advantage to skin to actually kill the bacteria itself. It's important to remember that if we are focusing on baggage in our first few dates, it may be a little rough. There may be some slight purging for the first week or two. But after that, we will have a stronger relationship. And although we may feel a flare up brewing below the surface, we never see it surface into anything larger, like a breakup, or should I say breakout.
How about neogenesis? What are your feelings on this?
Well, the fastest way to recovery when you're breaking out is to apply the neogenesis recovery. These human stem cell release molecules are like applying a topical supplement of what was there in higher numbers when your skin was calm and clear. Recovery is going to help to inhibit that chronic inflammation to help your breakouts heal a lot faster. And be sure to, apply our acne safe barrier renewal cream on top or our light moisturizer, both of which are acne safe. And this is really going to help with that skin's barrier function. Again, just working at healing those breakouts a lot faster. And the third product that I'd love to mention is our MB1, which is our probiotic mist. This mist uses 3 live bacteria cultures that's going to help to combat that dysbiosis on the skin surface. So these bacteria are actually able to read that unique skin's microbiome and adapt their behavior as a result to support a calm, clear complexion.
What about Ella? What you got in this department?
I'm with Mark and also with Christine, and I really want to take the time to understand why you're breaking out. In the meantime, there are a couple different options. First and foremost, for those pesky pop-ups, as you said, in the most opportune times, we have Clinical Spot. So Clinical Spot is a really great blend of different ingredients that's going to help with those pop-ups. And that's usually what you're going to see with a random breakout. This has a blend of AHAs, BHAs, vitamin A, beta-glucan, and just a touch of benzoyl peroxide. So it's perfect for temporary use. Other things that we could consider also with your, when analyzing what may be going on, we can consider starting with gentle foaming cleanser to try to eliminate maybe some of the triggers. We have also Clear Balance pads, which offer immediate relief, if you will. And then we have an entire line called Rewind Resist, if that is one of the culprits, which would mean hormonal acne specifically, because there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of different types. When we're talking about vulgaris, this could be something to consider. And then finally, another thing that we can do to help get you back on track is the Rise and Shine Sleeping Mask. So this also contains the flowers of sulfur and other ingredients that really address the consequences of Miss Vulgaris.
All right. And Chris, how about you? Let's round out the question there.
Couple of things that we have a really nice 8% mandelic serum. It doesn't have niacinamide in it, which some of the other ones do, which sometimes with acne can make you a little bit more inflamed, and we're trying to reduce that. So it's very gentle on the skin and doesn't cause the irritation. We also have our great powder, our Bio Relief powder. So this is something that you can make a paste of at home. Cleansed hands, of course, a little bit of the powder, a couple drops of water in that. Make a paste like a calamine. There is calamine in there and Totorol and willow herb. Put that on the spot at nighttime. It reduces the inflammation but doesn't irritate the skin, which is a really nice add-on. And you can even brush it on dry during the day to counteract the redness. And then the other one is we just launched our charcoal clarifying mask for home use in a retail size. And that would be a great addition to be using maybe once a week in between your professional treatments to keep that skin at bay. A little bit of charcoal, but it isn't a drying charcoal, so it doesn't dry on the face. It still stays very hydrating, along with the plant-based AHAs that it has to help keep that skin clear in between your professional treatments.
Awesome. Well, Acne, you have got tons of options here, and all of these eligible brands have given great qualities displayed.
Yes. Thank you all so much for these amazing options.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you guys. I'll see you soon.
Next up, we have Grace Fully. I'll give her a chance to make her way down to the stage. Hi, Grace.
Hi,
Next,
Clarice. How are you all today?
fantastic. Grace is the wise, discerning type, looking for commitment and proven results. Grace, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Grace Fully. I've been around a while, gathering stories, laugh lines, and maybe a few sun-kissed spots along the way. You might say I wear my years like a badge of honor. Each line, each spot, a testament to a life well lived and moments treasured. I know I'm not as smooth as I once was, but I like to think I've traded that for character. They say beauty fades, but I prefer to think it transforms. I'm softer, maybe a bit more delicate, and yes, I need a little extra care. But with the right touch and a little love, I can glow just as brightly as ever. People try to hide me, smooth me, turn back time. I get it, but there's something powerful about embracing the journey. Wouldn't you agree? I'm here as a reminder that each season of life has its own beauty and that some things grow finer with time. I've been around a while and cannot be fooled by trends. I look forward to a long-term results with someone who I can quickly get down to business with, if you know what I mean.
Woohoo! Well, okay, Grace. Do you have some questions for our eligible brands?
Yes, I do. I know who I am, and I'm looking for something serious. What makes you worthy of my time and investment?
How about you, Ella? Let's kick it off with you.
Well, Miss Gracefully, it is a pleasure to meet you, first and foremost.
Thank
What I think has been a disservice in our industry is that we put you in a box. And we put you in this box and we make assumptions. And so what I would do first is understand you. I would want to get to know you. And in that, I want to understand exactly what may be going wrong. Let's get your skin functioning youthfully. And in order to get your skin functioning youthfully, I want to understand what may be not functioning as well. Excuse me. So for that, I think we have many different products that would help you. We would do a complete analysis and design a program that would help encourage skin cell movement. So we have youthful function in reproductive cadence, and then we'd also consider your melanin production and what your melanin metabolism might be to see if you might need some support in that way, and then also antioxidant support. Because we have so many different options, we'll be able to narrow down exactly what is appropriate for you, including getting your skin bright, shining, and functioning like it used to.
What's Helen Hush got to offer Miss Foley?
Well, Hale and Hush might not be as quick on the results as some of the other brands out there, but we take a more gentle approach. We're going to hydrate, we're going to work on the barrier function, and we're going to also reduce any inflammation that can happen even as you're aging gracefully. But we try to take just a more gentle approach so it's not so aggressive. Sometimes as we mature and our skin matures, we can't go as aggressive on the skin. It can't tolerate some of those. So we look at using different types of formulations with the buzzwords that you are looking for, Grace. Vitamin C, retinaldehyde that's very gentle on the skin, forms of mandelic. We use lactic, plant-based AHAs, peptides, different things that are just going to be gentle on the skin, help really build that barrier and take a little bit more of a step-by-step approach. We're also going to look at your lifestyle too. So it isn't just about what you're putting on, it's about what you're putting into your bodies. And also, what are you doing for hobbies? Are you out in the sun all day? Are you out in an environment where you live where the skins or the weather's a little bit stronger? So we want to look at all those things and take those things into consideration as we're building a great program for you.
Fantastic. Mark, what makes Victoria Deanne worth Grace's time?
Well, gracefully, I wanted to talk directly to you. I know you. There's some wonderful suitors on here that have excellent solutions for you, but I have to say that we are meant for each other. I know if you heard me talking to the other skin conditions on here, but I think you are the one. Each peptide in our restore phase, which is the treatment phase of Victoria DM, is a different treatment that targets a specific sign of aging. It's really customizable to your individual needs. It's not that we want to hide aging, but we want to age optimally with beautiful, healthy, vibrant looking skin. The way we do this is delivering bioactive peptides directly to the skin. Peptides can form a multitude of results on skin: collagen production, stem cell activation, even relaxing micromuscle contractions to target dynamic wrinkles. To create such powerful actives, we start with ultra pure ingredients. And these are USP grade ingredients or pharmaceutical grade ingredients. Basically, if you're looking for a powerhouse, I'm your man.
Ooh, things to consider, Grace. What about neogenesis?
Grace, I think what you're going to find is with neogenesis that we are clinically proven and we are also dermatologist recommended. Simply take a look at our incredible before and afters on our website to get inspired with how we can really help you. Our technology is cutting edge. It's backed by science. Our adult stem cell release molecules have been put to the test by the most critical professionals, and time and time again, we've proved that our technology works incredibly well at helping the skin to function like it once did when it was younger. A visible reduction in lines, wrinkles, improvements in skin tone, and firmness are all made possible using neogenesis molecules that are native to the skin. A serious 70% concentration in our recovery serum that I know your skin is going to absolutely love. Note that this serum can be used twice daily to rejuvenate your complexion, and it can also cut downtime in half for any of the professional treatments that you might be interested in. I know you're serious, and so are we. And this is why we stand by our results with a 100% money back guarantee. So should you not be happy with the product and our results, you can get your full money back. And really, it's risk-free for you to give us a try.
Fantastic. What else you got, Grace? What else are you just dying to know from these brands?
Well, as time goes by, I need a little extra support. How do you help with firmness and fine lines?
What do you think, Helen Hush? How do we handle that?
Can definitely help with the fine lines. I would probably do a little bit of a triple with all of our serums you could be using all the time. I'd use our retinaldehyde serum, the rare retinol at nighttime. And then you can either use that every other night with the Mandelic, and then during the day use our Rare C, which is great for brightening and fine lines, but then also use our Soothe Essence, which is our hyaluronic calming serum. Those are all going to be wonderful ones to help with that, along with our new home care mask, our Berry Boost, which you could also use in the treatment room for maybe the enzyme treatment, which would be wonderful for your fine lines in the treatment room, is to hold on one second here. Got automatic lights here in this office that I had to move to. You would use that Berry Boost at home, which is a great anti-aging and has bakuchiol and different things in it that are going to be very gentle on the skin, but you're able to use that at home for an anti-aging mask in the meantime, along with your SPF that you need to be wearing every day.
Perfect, Chris. I'm glad you were able to shine some light on that for us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
How about Christine? What do you think?
Well, Grace, for targeting firmness and fine lines and wrinkles, I think you're absolutely going to fall retinoate, which is a unique form of vitamin A that's able to bind directly to the retinoid receptor. Other forms of vitamin A, like retinol and retinaldehyde, they have to undergo those sensitizing conversion processes, whereas a retinoate is able to bind directly and be used immediately by your skin. So this is going to help to turn on collagen production for you, and it's going to do so without any irritation on your skin.
Awesome. What's Dermastar got in this category?
Miss Grace, it's not that I want to arm wrestle Mark, but I will say I think we have the perfect formula for you. One of the consequences of living in a chronological world is glycation. And with our current diet and lifestyle, it's something that happens to everyone. And it starts happening earlier than you would think. So what we would recommend, if we had to pick one, because we have quite a few options here, but if we had to pick one, would definitely be the Ages or AGE's repair cream. So the Ages repair cream is really designed to combat many different levels of aging. That's why we picked it as the highlight here. It is an exclusive blend of many different components, including peptides, including stem cells and amino acids. And these help defend and reduce the degradation of collagen, which is the building blocks to keep things firm and to combat fine lines. So glycation happens, as I mentioned, it happens because of our diets. It happens because of many different reasons. But these sugars that are in our diets, they're actually released into the body, and then they find fat, and then they break down collagen. That's what they feed on. So this creates like a web-like effect, and it helps, or it prevents cells to perform effectively. So this is a really, really important product when you are considering the support, the structural support. So Ages Repair Cream would be the hero that we would start with.
Right. What about you, Mark?
Well, going back to peptides, they can work on all aspects of the skin, but the perfect answer for firmness and fine lines like you're trying to target here is going to be our lift kit, hands down. Did I mention tightening décolleté and jawline? Would you like that to happen as well? The lift kit combines 4 synergistic peptide products. That's Pepti Lift, Pepti Tone, Eye Serum, and Rejuvenator. They all target the signs of aging cellularly in different ways. Peptides can tighten skin, help relax over contractions, I've mentioned before, and optimize cellular turnover as well. This all translates to targeting the appearance of those fine lines, firmness that you're looking for, and overall vibrancy of the skin seen in healthy skin. Pepti Lift focuses on peptides that help tighten the skin, Pepti Tone on relaxing the appearance of contracted skin, and ICM for puffiness and dark circles. Rejuvenator, key peptide, targets cellular turnover, so it provides the necessary peptides and vitamins used in cellular metabolism. This translates into healthy skin cells coming to the surface at an optimum rate. What's unique is that all of these have different peptides to create an environment for the cells for healthier skin. But the outcome that we're looking for, the result, is visibly vibrant, lifted, firmer skin. In a professional setting, you can see results in as little as 1 treatment with this lift kit. And then as a home regimen, it will continue those results until the client or patient returns back to an in-office visit. And that's what really makes it a special combination of peptides.
Awesome. Grace, I think we've got one more question for our eligible brands here.
Yes. I've had my share of youthful mistakes like sun damage. How would you help me with that?
Christine, let's start off with neogenesis. What's neogenesis thoughts there?
Quick pen analogy as to how we target hyperpigmentation or sun damage at neogenesis. So if you can imagine my hand is your skin, and this dot is a sun damage that you're seeing. This is really what's below the surface. All of this pigmentation has been sort of building up over the years of having fun and enjoying the outside. And so our escort arm technology contains molecules from adipose and fibroblast. So these molecules are going to inhibit tyrosinase and the melanin formation, production coming from that melanocyte. So in tandem with your effective sunscreen, that's going to prevent this from more and more pigment from occurring and also from darkening on the surface. And then using our Mandelic 8%, as those cells come to the surface, it's going to help to slough off and breaking up that hyperpigmentation effectively but gently on your skin, while our Skin Restore Serum or vitamin A retinoate is going to help to increase that cellular turnover to get you results faster and brighten up that skin tone for you.
That was a great visual. Thank you, Christine. What about Ella? What do you think from Dermastart?
We have you. First of all, good on you. We're glad that you were out in the sun because it's good for you. We will never be wagging our fingers, but we do have a product to help erase like a magic wand, if you will. And that product is amazing. It's called Even Tone. And I love this product because it does a lot in just one little formulation. First and foremost, it's hydroquinone free. That's a win. The next is what it does is it helps to even skin tone by limiting inflammation, but also addressing the melanin metabolism. It's way more than just tyrosinase inhibition, which is what we as an industry has been telling you is the most important thing. However, there is a spark that starts melanin for hyperpigmentation, and there is a whole process that it goes through. So for that, this formulation includes tranexamic acid, which has an anti-plasmin effect at the very, very first start of a melanin initiation for hyperpigmentation specifically, stops it. Then has niacinamide for brightening, but also glutathione, antioxidant support, and then quercetin. So this product is not only incredibly effective to prevent hyperpigmentation, but it also helps erase the fun in the sun so no one knows it could be our secret.
All right, front and back. All right. What about Helen Hush? What do you think?
We have some wonderful products. I've talked about before, a lot of our products, we don't have as many products as everybody else, but a lot of ours are jam-packed, so they're multi-purpose. So obviously our Mandelic serum and our rare retinol serum, but in the treatment room, I would have your esthetician be using our incredible enzymes. It's a wonderful enzyme. Actually, it's 4 enzymes, which most brands only have 1 or 1 in an acid. So this is bromelain, papain, pomegranate, and fig. There is daisy in there as a natural brightener. Very gentle, pH of 5.7, so very gentle. You'll see that brightening as soon as you get out of the facial. Another option, which is the next step up from that, is our Bedazzle Revitalize, which is a 3.5 pH. It is a 10% mandelic, which is going to help with that uneven tone and things again. And then more of a hydrating AHA, which is the lactic. And then Manuka honey in there, which is going to be antimicrobial, antibacterial, that type of thing. But 2 different options that you'll be able to use in the treatment room, along with using our Berry Boost retail mask at home, which that has the bakuchiol and natural brighteners in it that are going to be something that you can use in between your treatment time, along with our broad spectrum SPF 30 to protect your skin during the day when you're still going out there enjoying the sun.
All right. And Mark, rounding out the category.
Christine, that was a great analogy, by the way. I really appreciate how you explained that. But Grace, believe it or not, as a young man, I secretly visited those tanning beds that I think you might be referring to. Back in the 80s, that was a thing to do. I also turned the face lamp on for that extra glow, but also that extra dose of UV. We all make mistakes. Luckily, we have peptides to correct some of those mistakes. And speaking of correct, I'm specifically referring to Pepti Correct HP, which contains multiple peptides to target the appearance of sun-damaged skin. For pigmentation correction, you must have peptides that not only target the surface melanin, but also its source. Almost like the spark that Ella had mentioned as well. There's a spark that goes on for the production of this melanin. And these peptides must also target the melanosome and the melanocyte. I think this would be a great topic to talk about on our first date, so I'm going to save some of the science for then. I mean, who wouldn't love a science-packed first date?
Well, Miss Bully, you have a lot to consider there. So be sure to not take this decision lightly. Finally, we'd like to welcome Sensitivity to the show. We'll give her a second to make her way down to the stage. Thank you, Miss Grace.
Thank you, dearies.
you.
Thank you for all the information.
All right. Joining us now is Miss Sensitivity. Sensa is a cautious, gentle type who has trust issues with products, with overpromises, and those that irritate easily. Sensa, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi there, I'm Sensitivity. I'm a bit delicate, but I can also be strong. I just need a little extra TLC to look my best. I can easily be upset by harsh things like aggressive ingredients or too much sun, but when treated kindly, I will glow beautifully. I am not the type to handle the tough love approach, but don't worry, I'm not high maintenance, just particular, very particular. I prefer a soothed, gentle touch. I may react to things others don't notice, but just me looking out for myself, I'll be fine. I'm looking for someone who has patience and a little love to give me in a non-irritating way.
All right, well, let's get to know these brands. Sensa, what's your burning questions for these eligible brands?
I've been hurt before. How do you approach someone who's, well, sensitive?
What do you think, Neogenesis? How do we approach sensitive?
Well, since Neogenesis uses ingredients that are native to your skin, so your skin accepts them as if they were, its own. And we're simply mimicking what Mother Nature is doing to restore skin health by providing molecules that support and relieve sensitive skin. And the Neogenesis recovery has been used on the most sensitive of skin types, from radiation burns to rosacea flare-ups, to calm down that irritation and the redness. And if you top it off with our barrier renewal cream, it has the 3 essential lipids that are necessary for barrier formation to keep that barrier strong and healthy and minimize those reactions that you tend to have. I think you're going to fall in love with, these 2 very simple steps.
Right. How about Helen Hush?
Well, as Mark said, he was great for gracefully. I would say we're great for you, Sensa. This is our specialty. As I mentioned, when we introduced ourselves, we started out as an oncology line and we moved over to sensitive skin because we felt if we could treat people that were going through those type of treatments, why couldn't we treat a lot of these skin conditions of people that are health challenged or sensitive or sensitized? So since I had to switch offices, I don't have it with me real quick, but I usually say, put your Sherlock Holmes hat on and let's figure out, are you sensitive? Are you sensitized? What's causing this? What's going on? We take a very gentle approach with that because we really try to want to figure out what's going on with you. Every visit you would come into us as an esthetician, we want to look at whatever's going on that day. Say you want an enzyme, but maybe there's things going on in your skin. We want to treat that skin gently and build the barrier back up before we go to that level. So we look at things like that. We also are very big on sampling. So I know you've probably bought lots of products that didn't work that you had to return, or sometimes they don't even take them back. We're very big on sampling. So trying one thing, whether it works or whatever, whether you're going to have a reaction, along with our trifecta of products we call the trifecta, which is our quiet wash, our hush, hydrate, and bio powder. That is where we start every sensitive skin client because we want to reduce the inflammation, rebuild the barrier before we start bringing in the serums that have more actives.
Right. What about Mark? How do you treat Sensa? What would you do for Sensa here?
Since I think you have some wonderful suitors here on the Skin Connection. And as Chris said, one of the key components is determining the root cause, and you have to really be a detective, as Chris stated. And this can be a process unto itself, as it can stem from overtreatment, medication, hormones, allergies, even things such as different factors, heavy metal toxicity, for instance. So we would really start this journey slow but steady. We'd want the 3 product types that I would suggest in this journey are mild rejuvenator. That's the least powerful of the rejuvenator series. There's mild, medium, and ultra. For sensitive skin, I would start with mild for barrier support. High molecular weight hyaluronic, as this is specific molecular weight polysaccharide that actually more reside on the surface of your skin, unlike the smaller hyaluronic acid. This larger one will actually provide some protection on the skin and has been shown in different studies that this molecular weight actually calms and soothes skin as well. Last but not least, I would suggest Pepti Nano Mask. And this can be incorporated as a home treatment as well as a in-office clinical treatment. This would be my first approach. Once we got your skin past the first step, then we could look at incorporating other peptides depending on your specific skin goals.
Awesome. What about Ella? What you got here?
Well, Miss Tivity, I don't envy you because you have an amazing lineup here of eligible brands to choose from. Thing about sensitivity is it outside or is it inside? And just as my predecessors have said, it's about getting to the bottom line to find out what's going on. In the meantime, we suggest simplifying a routine to rule out any triggers. One thing that Dermastart has that is extra special in this fight against aggravators, should we call them, is something called dermal sensory correction. So dermal sensory correction is amazing because we're able to stimulate the parts of the skin that actually don't respond. They disengage, if you will. So especially important with inflamed skin and a compromised barrier because it's like a targeted intervention. So targeting that will promote restoration and balance and help to reduce inflammation. So this is an important factor when we're considering rosacea, barrier impairment, inflamed acne, hormonal reactivity, or even especially in preconditioning the skin for intentional irritating things like chemical peels. So dermal sensory correction would be our very first step in addressing miss sensitivity.
And so what else do you have to know about these brands?
Well, I appreciate all the sensitive comments, and I can't wait to get to know everyone a little better. Sometimes I need to take it slow. How do you support my journey step by step?
Let's go back to Mark with this. Let's kick it off with Mark.
So, since I would simplify the steps down to three main categories, and that's the three core categories of Victoria Dan's product line as well, and that's cleanse, restore, and protect. For this cleansing stage, I would go back to that balancing cleanser. It's a hypoallergenic, as I said, sulfate-free cleanser. It's supported by olive, coconut, and jojoba esters for gentle cleansing. Moving on to the treatment, or what I would call the restore phase, I would use Pepti Repair and high molecular weight hyaluronic, followed by mild rejuvenator. Rejuvenator comes in three strengths. Again, it's important to start with mild here. During the restore phase, we could layer more peptides, but due to your specific needs, we would keep this first date simple. Entering the final phase, which is protect, I would use the Hydrofirm eye cream as well as nourishing moisturizer and restorative cream in the VioPure line. What's key about the VioPure line is it contains specific fractions of beta-glucans, and these are extracted from a specific mushroom called Phellinus lenteus mushroom. This mushroom has been studied extensively for its soothing and medicinal properties, which really makes it ideal for sensitive skin conditions.
All right. What about Chris at Helen Hush?
Well, as I mentioned on our first talk here, Sensa, we talked about our trifecta. That's where I would start you with our gentle quiet wash, the Hush Hydrate, and the bio powder. Once we get that barrier in a little bit better place, I'd probably start introducing our hyaluronic calming serum. Because a lot of times when you're sensitive, obviously you have the inflammation that has Mirabella yelapa extract in it, which is going to be very calming. We have that in at least 5 of our products. So it's across several products in the line that are going to calm the skin. I would also try to figure out maybe if you needed a little bit heavier moisturizer than what we were starting you off with the Hush Hydrate, and either move up to our lipid lotion or to our saffron cream, which is a luxurious shea butter base, but very gentle on the skin as far as calm to the skin. Some of those creams are very heavy on the skin, and we try to make our products seem very light on the skin because when your sensitivity levels are up there, you don't like that heavy downplayed feeling on your skin. So while the saffron cream is very luxurious to feel as it goes on, feeling like a granny cream, as I say, going on, it melts into the skin and leaves that nice light feel to it, along with our hydration mist, either the Fresh Breeze or the Mist Me, to keep the skin hydrated during the day and calm.
All right. Ella at Dermastart?
I think a step-by-step approach is absolutely the best. One thing that I would encourage is that you seek out the advice of a professional, because a professional is going to help you kind of address what would be next. I believe starting out with a great cleanser is very important. We have the hydrating cleanser, which would be awesome. We have gentle foaming cleanser, which would be another approach today. Next, we would suggest hydrating balance, because hydration is going to be what helps to put out the fire, if you will. So this is great also for supporting the barrier function, which is your first line of defense against sensitivity or sensitizing triggers. So the hydrating balance is formulated to help boost rejuvenation, key. And then lastly, as I mentioned, we have a lot of different options, but finally, the ISO moisturizer. This is a special blend of different nourishing botanicals that helps to fight free radicals and other sensitizing triggers. And then, of course, just as Mark said, we would also encourage protection from the sun. So a really good SPF. And we just happen to have several different formulas for that, specifically Sport Shield. It's really lightweight and a nourishing. It's more of a moisturizer that happens to have sun protection than just an SPF. So it's a very a product that needs to be respected for sure.
Right. And
After that, oh, sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
From there, when you're looking at treatments, because once you have your sensitivity under control, you probably have other primary skin conditions that are going to arise that you may want to address. Particularly, hyperpigmentation is often a response from sensitized skin because it's just trying to help. So we do have a plethora of in-clinic treatment opportunities with very gentle stepping stone treatment, specifically the brightening beetroot peel. That would be an option that once you're sensitized or your sensitivity is acknowledged and under control, we can start with some other in-clinic opportunities.
Awesome. And rounding out the category here, we have Neogenesis.
Repair your skin barrier function. And we don't need to overwhelm you with a 10-step skincare routine to do so. We can simply start with our gentle gel-based cleanser, following that up with our recovery, which is a 70% concentration of our Escoderm technology that's really going to help to reduce that inflammation and that redness on your skin. And then finishing it off with that barrier renewal cream, really to support that skin barrier function. And make sure to use that Clear Choice Sport Shield during the day for effective protection against the sun that Ella mentioned. It's an absolutely fantastic sunscreen for sensitive skin. And, we'd always encourage you to patch test our products just to give you that confidence that it is not going to react on your face. And you can do that using our sample sizes or even our 5 mils if you'd like to do it for a couple of evenings, just to really give you that confidence with us. And remember that we do have our money back guarantee. So no more, buying products that don't work for you to throw in the garbage.
And I believe there's one more line of questioning from Miss Sensitivity.
If you could bring just one special product to our relationship, what would it be?
What is your one thing, Helen Hush?
Hard to narrow it down because I'd say there's two, but I would say the Relief Bio Powder, because that can be used dry on the skin with kabuki brush it on dry at the end of your facial. After you set your makeup and stuff, it counteracts the redness, but then also calms the skin. You can mix it in with any of our masks in the treatment room when they're using it in the treatment room. And then you can mix it with any of your moisturizers. So it's another option, just a couple shakes in there. And the other way you can use it is I talked with acne vulgaris earlier. You can use that as a spot treatment with the powder with a couple of drops of water, like a calamine, which I said it's a calamine base to calm the skin. So that is our multi-purpose kind of rescue product that I don't really know any other line that has anything like it. And most people don't know what to do with it, but there's so many ways to use it.
Perfect. Dermastart, what is your knight in shining armor?
Echo Chris and say just one.
One.
Oh my gosh. So if we had to pick just one, it's going to circle back to something that has dermal sensory correction in it because we have it in several different products. It's hard to narrow it down, but probably the saffron cream from our Prana. The reason for this one is because it's going to help hydrate and deliver instant moisture, and it contains saffron, calendula, ceramides, and of course the DSC or dermal sensory corrector. So this all together combined helps to alleviate the neurogenic reactions and encourage skin recovery from environmental stresses. At the same time, it helps to reduce hyperpigmentation, calms inflammation, and brightens the skin. So it's perfect for sensitive skin because it's multifaceted. So it helps to address maybe a little bit of everything.
Right. What about Neogenesis?
Recovery is truly your match made in heaven. It's got 70% of our human stem cell release molecules, and these are again from the fibroblasts and the adipose mesenchymal stem cells. Your skin's going to accept these as if it were its own. It's going to help to calm and soothe your skin. You know, it's safe for oncology, pregnant and nursing mothers. The serum contains all the natural growth factors that are found in human skin, along with all the different antioxidants and immune modulators that are really going to help to soothe your skin, bring it back to a healthy state, and also make it more resilient so that you don't have as much reactivity. And it's a big promise, but we have it backed up with safety studies, countless case studies showing just how recovery has helped the most sensitive of skins, from rosacea, diffused redness, radiation burns, dermatitis, eczema, psoriasis. Take a look at all of our before and afters, on our website to see just how gentle yet powerful recovery can be.
Right. And rounding it out, Victoria Deanne, what is your champion one product for the relationship?
That is a really tough one, Miss Sensa. If I had to choose only one solution for you, I would suggest our Nano Mask. Pepti Nano Mask contains a gradient, actually, and nanofibrils by the way it was specially made. These nanofibrils and gradient actually help penetrate actives into the skin without irritation. It can also be used to calm, cool, and soothe skin, especially post-procedure. It originated from a material studied for burns that would actually not adhere to new cell formations and would act as a semi-occlusive barrier while skin healed below. This is why it would be my first choice. But if I were to take you on a date, we couldn't just have chocolate covered strawberries, could we? So why not accompany it with some wine or champagne? And in that case, I would suggest high molecular weight hyaluronic. We spoke about that earlier, that it's a specific molecular weight that's been studied to cool and calm skin. So I know I didn't choose one, but if you're with me, we have to break through norms and find innovative solutions for your skin type. And it's wonderful because I think a lot of options are here on the table for you to find that innovative solution for you.
Really is. It's such a hard decisions to make.
I know, what a fantastic list of possible matches for you there, Sensa.
I know, I just want them all.
Well, guys, today you've seen that there's no one size fits all answer in skincare. It's about finding the right chemistry. Each brand has something unique to offer depending on your needs. So, estheticians, it's up to you to match with the ones that you feel right for your clients. We wish you each the best in your future skin connections. We wanted to try this new approach called edutainment, where not only do we give you facts and information about skincare that are incredibly important in your career, but in a non-boring, fun way. So I certainly hope you enjoyed our edutainment, and I cannot wait to have you guys again. I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.